What are the best data plans for mobile internet for RVers and boaters? It's time for our periodic update. Hi there, I'm Cherie with the Mobile Internet Resource Center, where we track mobile internet options for RVers and boaters. And the data plans that we use to keep connected are a major component of our mobile internet setups, and they're also the most rapidly changing because, well, the carriers change this stuff all the time. This video is being filmed on August 21st, 2024. If you are watching this video much after that date, it might be a good idea to follow along with our companion article over at rvmobileinternet.com/plan picks. That is where we keep additional details about all of the plans I'm about to cover, as well as all of the changes that will occur after I push the publish button on this video, because I promise you, things will continue to change. Now, we're going to be covering data plans suitable for use in smartphones, tablets, mobile hotspot devices, and routers, as well as some alternatives, including Starlink, of course, because that is a major option for RVers and boaters these days. So let's get to the data plans. All right, first, mobile hotspots and routers. Now, these are devices that have a purpose of taking a cellular signal and then converting it into a mobile internet connection for you to keep your other devices online, like your laptops, your streaming devices, and anything else that is in your household setup. Mobile hotspot devices are dedicated to the task. They're kind of like smartphones, but without the phone part. They basically take a cellular signal and convert it into a Wi-Fi or Ethernet connection so you can keep online. That's all they do. They only take one signal and make it into a mobile internet connection. They are usually specific to the cellular carrier that you are purchasing the device from. And then we can move up into routers, another great option. Routers sometimes will have a cellular modem inside that serves the same purpose as a mobile hotspot device, but then it allows you to have additional features like multiple Ethernet connections and additional local area networking options like stronger Wi-Fi. And it can also usually bring in multiple internet connections. Maybe there's multiple cellular options via USB tethering, multiple modems, or Ethernet ports to allow other connections like Starlink to all come in as a central conductor for your mobile internet setup. If you would like to learn more about these sorts of devices and which ones might be the right option for you, head on over to our guide over at the Mobile Internet Resource Center for more information on selecting the right device for you. But the data plans that you use become very important with these sorts of devices because you do need a data plan from your cellular carrier that is specific for data-only devices. And some of them will be good for routers, some for hotspots, some can be used for both and moved in between them. So there are multiple options on the carriers that they offer, and they will range from prepaid, postpaid, and business. Now, for prepaid options, the first option that you're going to get is T-Mobile. They offer a 50 gigabyte plan for $50 per month that you can use in a T-Mobile hotspot device or a T-Mobile compatible device. That's a prepaid plan, so no contracts, no obligations with that one. Verizon prepaid also offers up to 150 gigabytes of data on a prepaid connected device plan for hotspots, and they would work on a router as well. And that plan is at $100 per month. But if you have multiple prepaid plans with Verizon, they give you a multi-line discount, so you can get it as low as $70 per month if you're adding it onto other lines of service. Now, with Verizon, a cool thing about them, and it's important to keep that in mind for all of the Verizon plans that I will discuss in this video, is they do throttle after you reach your 150 gigabyte cap. However, if you are on their 5G UW network, which is their mid-band spectrum and millimeter wave spectrum, the 5G ultra-fast stuff, they only throttle you back to 3 megabit per second, which is not, like fast speeds, but it's fast enough to get a lot done online, including low resolution video streaming. So that throttle may not be as much of an issue as you think. Now, if you're on their nationwide network, which is going to be their old LTE network, as well as the 5G nationwide longer range network, they do throttle you back to 600 kilobits per second, which that is a pretty slow speed that you're going to feel. But if you're in an ultra wideband section, just keep in mind with Verizon that their throttling isn't as bad as it might seem. Now, with AT&T, We actually recommend their prepaid subsidiary, Cricket Wireless, for their prepaid plans for mobile hotspot devices. They offer a 150 gigabyte plan for $90 per month, but that plan does have to be used on specific AT&T mobile hotspot devices. You cannot use that in routers and some even other hotspot devices. If you need to use an AT&T plan prepaid on other devices that are not authorized for Cricket Wireless, you can go with AT&T Direct them their prepaid plan, but for that same $90 per month, you're only going to get 100 gigabytes of data. So that is a bit of a difference. There's some other differences between the plans that our guides go along with that you might want to follow up with. Now for postpaid options, with T-Mobile, they still do offer that 50 gigabyte plan for $50 per month, and that is available for all devices, routers, LTE devices, and 5G. However, if you are using a 5G T-Mobile branded hotspot device, they will offer you that for that same $50, double the data for 100 gigabytes of usage in a month. But that does have to be on a 5G T-Mobile branded device. With Verizon Postpaid Direct, they still offer that 150 gigabyte plan, just like on prepaid, except for it is a little bit more expensive. It's $110 for a single line of service. However, if you have other Verizon postpaid lines of service for smartphones, it gets cheaper. As a second line of service, it's $80 per month. And if you have some of their top tier smartphone unlimited line plans, they actually will even drop down an additional line of service to $60 per month for that 150 gigabytes of data. So it can actually be cheaper than prepaid if you have multiple lines of service on postpaid with Verizon. And again, those same terms with throttling apply to all of the Verizon plans that we'll talk about. Now with AT&T, if you want a postpaid plan, they do offer 100 gigabytes of data for $90 a month. It's pretty much the same price as their prepaid. So you can go prepaid or postpaid with AT&T and get the same amount of data. Now, if you qualify as a business with the carriers, and on T-Mobile and AT&T, that's actually pretty easy to do. You can even use your own SSN if you can claim you're a sole proprietor. Verizon, it's a little more difficult. You actually do have to have a business and show them tax records and history to qualify for them. But if you can qualify as a business with the carriers, you can get much better data plans on the carriers that might be more suitable for your needs. With T-Mobile Business, they do offer for $50 per month a data plan with unlimited data. Now, it is always low priority data that you do need a fixed location address to qualify for, but at present time, they still do, they're not checking that you have to stay at that address, and they specifically advertise this plan for use at pop-up locations and temporary work sites, so we can kind of interpret that to be mobile. And this data plan allows you to use the SIM card in any T-Mobile compatible device, including routers. The trick is you have to call T-Mobile Business Direct to get this plan and find a rep who actually knows about this plan, because otherwise they're going to send you on to basically the home internet version under business. And if you sign up online, you'll get the $60 per month options, and they're going to include a hotspot device that you have to use, and you can't use that SIM card in its own device. So do call T-Mobile Business Direct or work with an agent who knows what they're doing with this plan to get the bring your own device business internet plan with T-Mobile. With Verizon, they offer a 300 gigabyte plan on their business. It's their LTE business option. They do have some other business options, but you specifically want the LTE business option. And those are speed tiered plans starting at 10 megabit per second all the way up to higher speeds. It starts at $69 per month all the way up to $199 per month, depending on the speed tier that you go with. And like I said, it is a 300 gigabyte plan that you can use in any device you like. It is bring your own device. And through the end of September 2024, they are offering promotions on their higher speed plans that actually make it as cheap as their lowest tiered one. So those could be worthwhile looking into if you're considering Verizon business plans. Now, AT&T Business, broadband business lines. So they have a whole bunch of other business lines that are fixed location and air and things like that. Those are very fixed location ones, but their mobile one, they call business broadband. These also are speed tiered plans starting at $70 per month. And they go up higher from that with higher speed tiers. These plans, however, are unlimited. They're not capped at a data. They do not have data caps. However, they now do advertise them and put specifically in the print there that they are not for consumer streaming activity. So we're assuming that they mean things like Netflix and Hulu. But, you know, if you're watching videos for business, yeah, you might get away with it. But it is really designed for business use on those plans. So you might want to use some caution with that one if you're planning to use it also for personal use. But those are a great option with AT&T. Those are mobile enabled plans, and you can use a SIM card in any AT&T certified or compatible device with that. Now, there are also home internet plans, and I kind of touched on those briefly there. T-Mobile and Verizon both offer home internet plans. They're usually about $50 per month, and they heavily advertise these, but they both have terms of service that they are for fixed locations only, and both carriers were getting reports of address validation happening. So basically, if you're using the service away from the registered service address that you signed up with, which is only qualified where they have excess 5G capacity to offer these plans, they are now requesting that you switch to other plans. And T-Mobile did just recently roll out their Away plan, which is a new lineup in their home internet service specifically for RVers and nomads. It is $160 per month for that same unlimited service that you can use anywhere on T-Mobile's network. And that is a quite pricey option that we don't quite recommend that you default to selecting. Pay attention to some of the other data plans that we're talking about in this video instead. All right, smartphones and tablets. So basically consumer electronic devices that you're going to carry around with you that have a whole bunch of other purposes that you can use. And you can hotspot off of these devices as well, creating a personal mobile hotspot. And most data plans that you can get with the carriers include some of that personal mobile hotspot device data that you can use. There are downsides to using these as a primary internet connection. Follow up with our guide to cellular devices to learn more about the pros and cons between smartphones versus data dedicated devices like we talked about earlier. But if you want to use a smartphone or a tablet in your setup, there are a lot of great options with oodles of mobile hotspot data off of the phone. Now, if you go consumer, all of the cellular carriers offer plans offering 50 to 60 gigabytes of high-speed mobile hotspot use off of your smartphone device. And they're all similarly priced at about the $85 to $90 range per month on those plans. They usually always offer unlimited priority on-device data, 4K video streaming on device, as well as other perks like included streaming services and data storage and things like that. Now, on all of the consumer plans, you can also add on a tablet plan to your plan, usually for pretty affordable, $10 to $30 per month, and you get unlimited data on your tablet plan as long as it is a cellular-enabled tablet, which we do recommend getting if you're getting a tablet. And then that enables you to do a lot of stuff right on your tablet, which is great. Get a wireless keyboard with it. You can use it like a laptop. You can use it for navigation. You can use it for video conferencing because, you know, they have speakers and microphones and video cameras built into them. So they're great for doing video calls as well. So a lot that you can do with a tablet with that unlimited on-device data and get that added on to smartphone plans pretty cheaply. And some of the carriers do offer standalone tablet plans that are fairly affordable, really cheap, some of them, that are worthwhile following up with as well. There are a couple of other data plans for smartphones that we recommend also looking at. One of them is Visible, which is Verizon's prepaid subsidiary, for as low as $25 per month or $45 per month. And they're always running some sort of promotion as well to make those plans even cheaper. You get unlimited on-device data as well as unlimited mobile hotspot data, which is pretty darn cool. The caveat, however, is that hotspot data is speed capped. On the lowest tier plan, it's currently at 5 megabit per second, and on their highest, it's 10 megabit per second. But still a great option for a low-cost prepaid plan on Verizon's network through their subsidiary. They own it, Visible, getting this unlimited plan for a super low price. And then there is also Dish, which is the carrier that's trying to become the fourth carrier since, Sprint got purchased by T-Mobile a few years back. This carrier is coming together. It is 5G native. They've got a lot of coverage now in major cities across the nation. And if you are in one of those cities, for $25 per month, you can get an unlimited data plan on specific smartphones that gives you also unlimited hotspot data. So that one might be worthwhile looking to if you are in an area where you're qualified to get it. Now, again, if you qualify as a business, you get even better data plans. So all the top tier data plans for smartphones with business include 200 gigabytes of mobile hotspot data on these plans, and they're usually priced pretty similarly to consumer plans. So it is worthwhile, if you can qualify as a business, to go through the hoops to set yourself up as a business with the carriers and then get these better data plans. You can get higher priority data as well as more of it, and other features like maybe international roaming and other things that might make more sense for your personal travel needs. So look into the data plans as well for businesses if you're considering high data cap plans for your smartphone. Now, there are And now some alternative options. And of course, Starlink is become a very, very viable option for RVers and boaters to consider as part of their mobile internet arsenal. They have a couple of different dishes out there now, from their small mini dish to their standard dish to their high performance dish. We have a whole guide that goes over those dish options that you might want to go look into if you're trying to decide which one is right for you. But they have two data plans that make the most sense for most of our audience. And first is their mobile regional plan. This plan gives you unlimited lowest priority data for $150 per month. And this one you can move anywhere in your home continent, and you get unlimited data wherever you are on land. And you can use it in motion for up to 10 miles per hour. So it's a great option for most of us to consider. But they also have their residential plan, which is $30 per month cheaper. So it's $120 per month, but you can only use it at your fixed location. You have to actually put in a service address. However, they have no restrictions on moving that address. You can move it anywhere in the US or your home country. It's not going to be good for going across borders like into Canada and Mexico, but it is great if you're traveling within the US. You just have to jump through the hoop of logging into your Starlink account and changing your service address. And then a couple minutes later, you're back online and you're getting a higher priority data speeds than you will on the roam plan. And you're saving $30 per month. So consider that if that might make sense for you. Again, our guide to Starlink goes over those data plans. If you're going out in the ocean or you need high-speed in-motion use, there are higher data plans that are out there starting at $250 per month, or adding on mobile priority data to that mobile regional plan. So there are other data plans out there, but those two are the ones we recommend starting with. Next is the FMCA. This is the Family Motor Coach Association. It is an RVing club that is available to RV owners as well as prospective RV owners. So you can join as one of whatever you are. It's a kind of it's a pretty reasonable membership cost. And once you are a member, you are qualified for the data plans that they've been able to get. And they currently offer two different data plans, one on AT&T, which is speed cap. It's very similar to that business plan that we talked about that is capped at 25 megabit per second, just a little bit cheaper at $59.99 per month. And you don't have to go through the hoops of setting up as a business with AT&T. So that might be a plan to look into. And then they also offer one with T-Mobile, also $59.99 per month. And they offer it as a bring your own device plan, or they can rent you a mobile hotspot device that you can use the plan in and move the SIM card to other devices if you wish. It's unlimited data for that $59.99 per month. And these are no contract plans. They also have pause options. So they have catered to the RV community. And those are great plans to look into as when you're building your mobile internet arsenal. Another option to consider for T-Mobile specifically is these non-profit plans. And these plans have an old history. They're kind of tied in with Sprint, who had previously purchased Clear, who had terms to bring in these non-profit plans. And basically you become a member of the non-profit, and as part of your membership perks, you get an unlimited data plan. Now, Calyx Institute is one that is the easiest to join. $750 per month for your first $750 for your first year. It includes a mobile hotspot device. You do have to use the plan on the hotspot device that you are provided by them. And then you get 1 year of unlimited data. And then your renewals each year are even cheaper. So it's a great option to consider because it comes out to about, 30, 40, 50 bucks a month, depending upon the plan options that you choose with them for unlimited T-Mobile data. On that one, however, we do get lots of reports of video throttling on those plans, so just be aware of that. And then there are what we consider third-party resellers. These are organizations that have secured plans. They can range from MVNOs, which are mobile virtual network operators that are working very closely with the carriers and doing it in a more official capacity, to those that have acquired plans that, may have fallen off the apple cart in some way, and they're reselling those plans. And there's a wide range of them that are out there. So we do keep a list of third-party resellers that you can go look at. We try to keep the featured ones at the top, and these are the ones that we have reliable information on, that's, that they have gone through the effort to get pretty legit plans that you can count on more so than some of the others. So go look at those. Like Mobile Must Have just recently rolled out their new Roamlink plans as an official MVNO. You actually see Roamlink on the carrier when you go to your device, but those are specifically for PEP-linked routers only. There are many others out there. Some of them range where the plans are only offered on a single carrier. Some of them, the plans are offered on multiple carriers on the same SIM card or the same data plan, and then you switch between which carrier you need at which location you're at. So a lot of great options out there, from high data cap plans to even unlimited plans. Usually they have some sort of data cap in there as well, but they can be a great option to consider in your mobile internet arsenal. Just keep in mind, if you're going with one that is not doing this through official means with the carriers, there is some high risk that those plans could just go away if the carriers were to shut them down, or the carriers changes their mind in the back end of if they're going to offer these plans, even if they have agreements with the resellers. But lots of options, and they're worthwhile considering as well as in your mobile internet arsenal. All right, that was a lot of information about data plans that are out there. Like I said at the beginning of the video, do follow up with our guide at rvmobileinternet.com/plan picks. You can get all the details on these plans that I just talked about, as well as changes that have occurred since we published this video. And of course, data plans are only part of the picture. You also need to know what equipment you want to purchase to be part of your mobile internet setup, your signal enhancing strategies to get the best cellular signal for the best performance, more information on how to integrate all this stuff together. If you have multiple internet connections, how do you bring it all together? And that's the sort of stuff that we specialize in over at the Mobile Internet Resource Center. And we have a bunch of free content that you can dive into over there that is all provided by our mobile internet aficionados, our premium members who make this all possible. Well, we have a little bit of advertising here on the YouTube channel because, hey, YouTube's going to put ads on whether we turn it on or not. That is not where we get our funding from. The advertising we'll get from this video barely even pays for the cost of putting this video out. Our funding to track all this stuff, to test all this stuff, comes from our members, and they're what enable us to create this free content. And for that support, they get to go further with our content. We have far more in-depth guides. We have reviews, hands-on testing notes. They get alerts when things are changing, and we know that the new plans or new equipment's coming out, so they get kind of that sort of insider information. And they get direct access to our whole team here at the Mobile Internet Resource Center in our forums, in our webinars, our Facebook group, to ask questions, get guidance, and they can even book private advising sessions with us to get personalized feedback on their mobile internet setup. So if mobile internet is an important part of your lifestyle, please do consider becoming a member. Help us make this content possible and get additional resources. Oh, and I forgot, you also get discounts. A lot of the vendors that we work with, instead of taking affiliate kickbacks, we ask those vendors to pass that on as additional discounts to our members that you can't get via other means. So if you're looking at pricey gear and things like that, you could save more than the cost of membership. So until our next video, and we have more updates on data plans, may the bandwidth be with you. These videos are brought to you by our premium members, our mobile internet aficionados. They make it possible for us to track this news and create these videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, or better yet, consider becoming a member yourself.